Anger over George Floyd's death is reverberating loudly around the globe. Thousands of people worldwide are protesting racism and police abuse at home under Floyd's banner. In Paris, 20,000 people on Tuesday showed support to US protesters and denounced the 2016 death of a black man in French police custody. The case is still under judicial investigation. In Australia, Floyd's death has renewed calls to investigate police brutality against Indigenous Australians.
There's over 400 plus Indigenous deaths in custody that are not being investigated or any further.
In Cape Town, protesters connected Floyd's death with the alleged killing of a South African man by soldiers enforcing lockdown restrictions. So how did Floyd's death in US police custody spark such a massive international movement?
What's happening in America is just a more extreme version of what's happening around the world.
Birmingham City University professor Kaindi Andrews says the video of the incident struck a nerve among minorities across the globe because it was all too familiar.
There's huge problems in Europe and the UK in particular with police brutality. So, it feels close to home.
Andrews says European countries tend to look at racial conflicts in the US to better understand what's wrong with their own societies.
America is this perfect place where you can just see the reality of racism.
Thousands of people demonstrated in London twice this week following Floyd's death.
Black lives have always mattered. We have always been important.
The sustained outrage in the UK makes sense to Andrews. He says minorities on both sides of the Atlantic feel increasingly oppressed.
Generally, if you look at the people leading America and Britain, very right-wing, very openly aggressive in their posture towards immigrants and on race issues. When you have someone, what Malcolm X called the wolf, you just openly in your face and telling you how it is, you're more likely to respond.
And then there is America's soft power. Terence Fitzgerald of the University of Southern California says international protest movements often start in the US. He points to how oppressed populations have long used the US civil rights movement as a blueprint for their own uprisings.
We have been the leaders in terms of stretching, redefining this living idea of democracy.
Fitzgerald says as a black man, he finds the global outpouring sad and reassuring at the same time.
More than anything, it's in a sense comforting that you know you're not alone, but that you share in this bond of oppression.
Ben Chamisso, Newsy, Chicago.